afternoon, I'm Scott Lauer with Channel 6 Action News, and we are interrupting normal broadcasting to bring you breaking news that's happening in the state of Florida. There have been reports coming in suggesting that there may be snow falling in the Miami area, and our on-site reporter Tom Jones is there at the scene, and we'll be hearing from him shortly after these brief messages.
Welcome back to Channel 6 Action News. I'm Tom Jones, and I'm here in Miami, Florida, where it appears to be snowing. For the second time in history, I might add, with the first being January 19th of 1977. I'm here with Miami local John Jackson. What do you think of today, and what would you normally be doing today on the beach?
Well, I mean, it'd be too cold to be swimming, but I'd be out on the beach, I guess, just chilling and just enjoying the nice, peaceful breeze and just relaxing. Hey, Brad, look at this. I'm on the news.
Well, what are you going to do now that it's snowing?
I mean, I've never seen anything like this before in my life. I mean, it's just amazing that it's actually snowing. I mean, it's usually like 85, 90 degrees year-round here. I mean, I don't know what to think.
Well, you've heard it first here in Miami, Florida. Back to you, Scott Lauer, in Channel 6 Action News. Have you ever tried to use the internet at work or school before? I'm sure you have, and I'm also sure that you've probably run into the hassle of blocked websites on their servers. Jobs and schools all over the country have used this technique before in an effort to keep their students and their employees on task. On January 20th of 1999, however, China would actually take this technique to a whole new level. The Chinese news service announced on this day that restrictions would be applied to news and information on the internet. This has since become known as the Great Firewall of China because thousands upon thousands of websites have been blacklisted by the Chinese government and access is no longer available.
Today in the modern world of warfare, submarines are yesterday's news, but there's always that first one of everything. The United States would launch its first submarine on January 21st of 1924. It was called the Nautilus and would be issued in by First Lady Mamie Eisenhower.
Our next story deals with a very interesting and powerful woman who would become one of the most influential characters in world history according to some historical analysts. The Victorian era was actually named after her, and she goes by many titles including the Empress of India. By now you've no doubt picked up that we're talking about none other than Queen Victoria. January 22nd of 1901 is actually the day that Queen Victoria passed away. She had become queen at the age of 18 and had ruled for nearly 64 years. Her reign makes her the longest-running British monarch, as well as the longest-reigning female monarch in the world. Interestingly enough, her son, Prince Edward VII, wouldn't receive the crown until he was 59 years old.
Diabetics and the average person all know that insulin is used as the main drug to help anyone who has diabetes have a normal lifestyle. But what if this drug was not around? On January 23rd of 1922, the first shot of insulin known as Insulin was given to a Toronto boy who lay dying in his hospital bed. The first shot given to him would give him an allergic reaction, but however they would work on the drug for the next week or so and give it to him again, which would bring him out of a coma and prove to be a complete success.
World War II was one of the most influential wars of all time. There were so many countries involved it is almost impossible for anyone to not know the events that occurred during this time period. The stories of the soldiers that were involved in this conflict are so lively and vivid that I almost feel sad for the horrors that these guys witnessed. Personally, I believe that the story of a Japanese sergeant who was stationed in Guam takes the cake on the best war story available. Apparently, on January 24th of 1972, he was found and informed that the war was officially over. He had been surviving in the jungle for roughly 28 years, awaiting orders from the Japanese army. I bet the look on his face was absolutely priceless.
So if you're familiar with Google Earth, you know that the images provided come from satellites. But did you know that the biggest satellite was as big as a star? On January 25th of 1964, a new man-made star or satellite would be noticed. It was a 13-story unit known as the Echo 2 and traveled about 800 miles above South Africa. It was made of an aluminum foil body and weighed in at 535 pounds, which would make it one of the heaviest satellites up until this time. It was spotted ever so often as NASA encouraged people to look for it.
Well, that completes this episode, guys. We hope that you enjoyed the 7 stories we had for you. We also hope that you enjoyed just a little bit of a change that we added in there at the beginning with the newscast. Keep looking for funny and quirky and corny things like that. We're trying to expand what we do, and we hope that you enjoy everything that we have in the future. Come back next Friday and see us again. We'll see you next time, guys.
And please follow us on Twitter, like us on Facebook, and please subscribe to our channel.